you try to laugh to keep from crying type of thing,
Yeah.
or screaming.
Yeah.
Screaming
It's
might be more
true.
apt
It's
rather than
true.
screaming into a pillow.
Yeah.
Laughing is better than that. It just makes it more palatable to people who are
Yeah.
otherwise really freaking out, and then they can just go back to freaking out after chuckling nervously for a moment. That's
Oh, another one of Trump's pardons, person back in jail for 10 years. Missouri woman pardoned by Trump for January 6th, sentenced in deadly drunk driving crash. Another fun fact, so far 3 of the Trump pardoned J6 MAGA terrorists have since been arrested on child porn charges. I believe 2 have been killed in police
Mhm.
shootouts. We're not even 2 weeks in, Trey.
Yep. Yep, buckle up. It's what they do. Flood the zone, overwhelm everybody with insanity, so you feel paralyzed to, do anything at all about any one facet of it. And it's pretty effective. It always, and I know that's like, I feel like it's been a long time since like the Democrats were in quite the same political position that MAGA's
Right.
in right now with the amount of consolidated power they have. But it's also a stark contrast to like anytime Democrats have power, it's like all they do is hem and haw. They don't, you know what I mean? Like they spin their wheels a lot. They do a lot of talking or whatnot. And it's like this illustrates. It's like even if you really want to, you can just do whatever you want at
Yeah.
least for a while.
Yeah.
Force people to try to legally stop you and see if they can. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that kind of power. It's
I
like
mean,
just do stuff and but
yeah,
but
our new Senator Schiff just said FBI Director, not yet, nominee,
yeah.
Kash Patel, promised no retribution. The next day, we have this grotesque purge at the FBI. Bondi said she would examine pardons on a case-by-case basis. Then Trump gave 1,550 pardons overnight. Their confirmation commitments mean nothing. I mean, this is such a charade, these
Mhm.
confirmation hearings. They all just lie. And, I mean, I don't know what you make of the FBI purge as he's not even confirmed yet, after he just said, I mean, it's them saying we can do whatever the f we want, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Yes, and also that there's no even the slightest bit of opposition is not welcome. Like it's loyalist only, hardliners only, which was a part of Project 2025. Because like try to make it quick. I used to my old day job when I started comedy. I worked for the federal government, but I worked for the U.S. Department of Energy, and for like 7 years. And so what I always used to tell myself was like even these political appointees at the top, they come and go, but the people who do the day-to-day work are lifers that have been there forever, and they don't really change much about how they still do the job and get things done. And as long as those people are there, it'll probably be mostly okay. But they're
Yeah.
working to change. They're actively trying to get rid of those people
Yeah.
and replace them all with just true believers. And like it's very frightening the implications of that as far as I'm
And
concerned.
and the whole, we keep repeating the cruelty is the point. We were, talking to you about the situation out here in California. Richard said Trump ordered the opening of 2 California dams. Anyone who knows anything about the local situation says this won't help fight wildfires, but it risks wiping out homeless encampments and farming equipment. The water will probably just evaporate in a lake. I mean, how much you want to bet like that was like that was a bonus for them flooding a homeless encampment? I mean, it's
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure that was a feature and not a bug. But also, it's like just the simplicity of how they think. It's like, well, there were fires there. Water is good for fire. You need more water, so they just like dump a bunch of water all over the place, not even in a way
right.
that helps. And
That's
they're
what
like,
the
oh, that must have been beneficial. And then I was also reading that, in California especially, it's like we don't just have water that we don't need for things or that wouldn't be useful later. So like when it's actually in terms of agriculture and irrigation, a little further down the road, it's possible that we could be in a real tight spot because of that
yeah.
water having been just
Yeah.
wasted for no
I,
reason.
I saw it on
So,
Friday. Armand said, I feel like it should be a bigger news story that Trump ordered the release of 2 dams worth of water for literally no reason whatsoever. Just spite,
yeah. A
right?
lot of people also don't realize, they think of like the breadbasket of America being like, Iowa and Nebraska and the plains and stuff like
Right.
that. And they grow a lot of stuff that, a lot of corn and stuff that's subsidized and other things. But like California is arguably the real breadbasket of the country. So it's like harming California crops while also making it harder to buy things from anywhere else, it just doesn't seem like a recipe for success to me. But again, good luck getting any sympathy from anybody else elsewhere on that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
California is, Sodom and Gomorrah and devil country and all that to a
By
lot
the
of people.
way, California, you didn't suppose it will affect the cost of housing in America when the price of lumber from Canada, currently
Yeah.
46% of all lumber for sale in
Yep.
the United States, skyrockets due to Trump's new tariffs. I mean, it's
Yeah.
on and on. Angry staffer said Trump starts pointless trade war. Canada threatens to retaliate by withholding electricity from the U.S. Trump's press secretary says this is fine because Jesus didn't have electricity. We are literally in the dumbest possible timeline.
Yeah, my best friend from back home works construction. He's very anti-Trump, but he was talking about like lumber and how it's going to go up. And I'll be
Yeah.
interested to hear from him how, because I'm, this is in Tennessee, and again, he hates Trump, but pretty much every single person he works with is MAGA, and I'll be interested to hear from him how they respond to that happening. When it
Yeah.
does, when lumber goes up that much, see what they actually say about it. Be a nice little bellwether, I think.
Larry Summers, who was not a flaming liberal, it said of all the countries in the world, we now be deciding to launch economic war on Canada. I just don't get the
Right.
logic of these policies. And make no mistake, this is a regressive tax on American consumers. I mean, I guess you can say it over and over again, but I don't know what to say. It's like America. I guess we're gonna have to feel it, But you already have Trump and Fox News spinning it that it's going to be patriotic because we're all
Yeah,
making
right.
America great again, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly what I'm worried about. Yes, it's like you tell yourself, it's like, well, when regular people and everybody else like starts to feel this on a day-to-day basis, then it will matter. There will be some pushback and whatnot. But like we said, Fox News are already doing their job, being dutiful, getting out in front of it already, making it sound patriotic. And it wouldn't surprise me if that works. I hope not, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, Canada in particular, it's like I never thought I'd see us go after start some stuff out of nowhere with Canada in particular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's Canada ever done
Yeah.
to us
But wait,
to warrant
Pete
that?
Hegseth has said invading Mexico is on the table. I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
now see, that doesn't surprise me as much. Like, obviously, that would be terrible, but there's a lot of people think of Mexico and they think of like cartels and fentanyl on the border and whatever else. And I know how unfair a lot of that is, but it's like optically it's different. Whereas with Canada, it's just,
Yeah.
Also, look, they're also white. Canada is,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
didn't I just didn't think they would make up. But I guess they're also, to a lot of people, it's like they're like socialist and Frenchy or whatever. So that's
Frenchy.
bad. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it all.
They're French and gay.
Yes.
Yeah, Brad tweeted, they'll never be able to overturn Roe. They did. They won't try to overturn gay marriage. They are. They're not
Right.
actually Nazis. They're Zig Heiling in public. They would
Right.
never put people in concentration camps. They're being built right now. We are not
Yep.
overreacting.
Yeah.
How do we... I mean, again, I think, Trey, this is why, because you make it so funny and entertaining and relatable, but, we need like 11 billion of you, know? So I just, give up. Cause like I keep saying, like I get inspired when I like watch one of your things. It makes me laugh. But also I feel like I keep saying it, Trey, but like humor is our power. That's what fascists hate. They hate being laughed at. And also it gives us our power back. Right.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, but it's like that's even in the comedy for a long, long time. In the comedy world, it was like there was no. You get asked questions sometimes like, "Are there any funny conservative comedians?" Or that type of like, "Are there even any conservative comedians?" Like it was the conventional wisdom that barely even existed, and now that because of, I mean, the Rogan verse and all of that stuff, it's like they've taken control of a big chunk of even the comedy world in terms of like
Yeah.
the messaging and whatnot. And it's just I never really thought I'd see the day. But yeah, with the I don't know the importance of I just think it's you try to laugh to keep from crying type of thing
Yeah.
or screaming
Yeah, it's
might be
true.
more apt
It's
rather than cry,
true.
screaming into a pillow. Laughing is better than that. It just makes it more palatable to people who are otherwise really freaking out, and then they can just go back to freaking out after chuckling nervously for a moment. That's
Oh, hey there, it's Stephanie Miller. If you're like me and you love sharp political insight, pointy, you like it pointy and sharp, bold opinions, and a touch of humor to make sense of these crazy times, have I got some fantastic news for you. The Political Voices Network is now on Substack. This is your new go-to for the best in independent media. We're talking about my show streaming daily with episodes on demand, the fearless of journalism of Brian Karem, the brilliant side-splitting satire of John Fugelsang, the unrelenting working class advocacy of Rick Smith, and so much more. Here's the best part. Subscribing is so easy. You can join for free or go to the extra mile. Support these incredible independent voices by signing up for a full subscription starting at just $8. You'll get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a chance to directly fuel fearless, unfiltered media. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Hit that subscribe button and become part of the movement keeping truth alive in an era of corporate media overload. Every subscription helps, especially yours. One more time, that is politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Sign up now. Do it.